Good morning, boys and germs. Welcome to the Daily Crack today. I've been missing. I've been incognito the last couple of days because I've been recovering from the long weekend here in Australia and a fucking massive weekend for myself. Before I get into the details, the ins and outs, usual story. If you're watching this live, hashtag live. If you're watching this later on sometime, please hashtag later on. So we're going to be talking today about, big weekends and blowouts and, all these things that go on in life, being human and, acting the maggot. And even if you're in lockdown, don't you worry, even in lockdown, I know there's ways and means to have a blowout. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, yeah. I suppose where this video is coming from is to not allow or not feel guilty about, blowing the socks off a little bit every so often, and to not let it derail you from the process or the direction you're heading. So, my own weekend. So Friday night I was booked in for a private out in Woodstock, which is an hour and a half away from where I live. And that went quite late. I discovered two things from that party. I like cowgirls, or I have a thing for cowgirls, and I need to go to a rodeo. Who knew? Then on Saturday, I was working at the club. I had done my first live stage performance for Magic Men, which was nerve-wracking as all fuck. But we pulled it off. Still needs a bit of work, a little bit of timing, not probably top of the pops, but for our first go, proud of myself, I'm proud of the boys that gave it a crack, and hopefully we'll get on the stage each and every week now. Well, I have my own bookings now for the next 3 weeks, so I won't be at the club myself. So, all in all, good experience. Put yourself in an uncomfortable position every so often and blow the socks off that. Giddy up. And then, of course, Sunday was the UFC. And there's a group of us that always catch up for the UFC anyway. But one of the main boys of that group, he's planning on moving to Queensland with his family. So it was important that everyone caught up for that, because sooner or later, Mr. Lee, if you're watching, giddy up legend, you will be leaving us for the sunnier pastures, if you want. So he'll be sadly missed. So that was a weekend and a half. Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Hectic, fucking all on the go, lots of fucking acting the maggot. Sleep was shit because it was just so busy. There was so many things going on. My whoop strap was pretty much said I died. This guy isn't existing anymore. What I done to set myself up for a little bit of success is I actually done my food prep on Friday. And holy fuck, I'm so glad that I got that done earlier. So then on Sunday and Sunday and Monday, when I was fucking still hanging and dying from the fucking weekend, or Monday, should I say, I had just food there to go to. I could just grab it super easy, fucking heat it up and fucking away with me. So at least I'm keeping on top of one thing during my blowout season, if you want, or to keep them at least one constant, knowing the fact that I have had a big weekend. Because I'm damn sure I got my steps in. Fucking Jesus, I was on my feet left, right and centre, fucking pulling shapes all over the place. So one thing for sure, I got my steps in. Did I eat as well as I could? I ate as well as possible, but when I'm on the sauce there on a Sunday, excuse the ambulance, it's coming to pick me up. No, it's a fire brigade. When I'm on the sauce on a Sunday, I don't eat. A lot of people go for a lot of food when they're drinking. I go the opposite. I don't eat at all when I'm drinking. So all that was going to be mostly on Sunday was alcohol. So now the days after this is probably, getting myself back in order again. I'm going to deload myself this week because I know I'm in for a little bit of recovery because the last couple of weeks were fucking tough training. I did train yesterday and my back is stiffened up nicely from it, so that to me is a bit of a warning sign. I knew by my whoop strap anyway that I was due a little bit of a deload week, so the rest of this week I'm just going to spend stretching out. I'm not necessarily going to do any sort of weightlifting or training at all in the gym. I'm just going to stretch and just mobilize and walk and get my steps in, but still eat the same way. And that's what I'm saying to the people here is the moral is don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty because you're a normal human. And if you're a normal human, you like to go out and socialise, you like to meet up with people, you like to blow the socks off, you like to do things that aren't always fitness and nutrition orientated, because fucking life isn't supposed to be that way. Life isn't supposed to be super regimented and organised into categories of work, eating and fitness. Like, if that's the way you want to live, sound, go for it. But where's the richness in your life? Where's the connection with other humans? Where's the bonding that you will make? Where's the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of interactions and sharing ideas and having connections and falling in love and falling out of love and all that sort of stuff. It's not supposed to be all barbells and mince and rice. Is that fair to say? Even if you're back in Ireland or England at the moment and you're in full lockdown, there's ways and means you can still socialise and you can still have connection. There's like what I'm talking to you all right now here on the old fucking telly screen is a way of staying connected and staying in touch with one another, and that's still hugely important. It's still what makes us human. We're, at the end of the day, we're social animals. And going out of the weekend and doing what I do, I have zero regrets. In actual fact, I love doing it. In actual fact, when it comes around the weekend, I have to stop myself sometimes from doing it so much. Working with Magic Men has been a great thing for me because I get to go out and socialise and meet new people all the time and not drink. I don't have to drink. I'm actually getting paid to party, so it's ideal for someone like myself. Otherwise, I am going out and I'm hitting the sauce. But I know when I do hit the sauce, and I am getting back into my regular training on a Monday. If I'm partying on a Saturday, training happens on Monday regardless. I have my routine and I stick with it. So this week I'm having a little bit of a deload because I know my body requires it. So I want you to understand your body a little bit more. All work and no play makes Damo a very dull boy. And I'm sure anyone that's listening to this video would agree with me the same way. Don't feel bad about blowing the socks off a little bit and having a little bit of fun. Prepare if you know it's going to be a long weekend or you're going to be a few days at it, or else you're going on holidays. Do you know when people go on holidays, they feel like, they need to find a gym. Taking 2 weeks off your training isn't going to be the end of the world. There's still so many things that you will be doing on holidays that will feed into your results or your goals that you are heading on. Number one, you're going to recover. You're going to get some rest, which is an important thing. Number two, you're probably going to be on your feet anyway, a lot of the time because you're going to be traveling around. Number three, you're going to be in a new, different surroundings, exploring, so getting new input and fucking enjoying life. And three, eating new, more rich, different types of foods, which will also help steer you in the right direction. And if you've done all your due diligence with tracking calories and being accurate about what you do, you have a better understanding of how to feed yourself, a more intuitive way of understanding that, so you won't normally push the limits. But the most important thing is when you do go on holidays or you do have a weekend on the sauce or blowing the socks off, if you want to call it, you don't feel guilty about it, because it's important. It's important for that human connection side to you to be satisfied as well. It's as simple as that. All right, boys and girls, that's the daily crack for today. I hope you haven't minded my rant, and I hope you've had a good weekend as well, whatever you've got up to. And apologies for my absence over the last couple of days, but as you know yourself, I'm recovering from my own blowout session. Giddy up.